let's take a look at the garden and see what's growing and what it looks like right now. Today is July 9th, and as you can see, a lot of the rapini has gone to flower. Still have the peppers in there and the leek. I'm not sure when it's time to harvest leek because it's first time growing leek, but I believe there should be a flower that comes out from the center of the stalk before it's ready for harvest. So now we're moving on to the beans, and it's like a jungle in here. Look at all these beans. And I thought I planted pretty much only bush beans, but it seemed like there's a lot of pole beans in here. Look at this. Wow. So if we look closer, we would see that there's actually some little beans starting to form. That's really nice to see. There's lots of flowers, and I had used this green netting, to help when the plants were younger so that the birds wouldn't eat the seeds that I direct sowed. But as you can see, the beans are using it as a bit of a trellis. And what we also did was we added some twine so that the beans are using it to climb on. Seems to be working. For now, we may have to revisit this if it gets more wild. Okay, let's look at the tomatoes. This is the paste tomato aisle. I call it the paste tomato aisle. This is where we would be making all our sauces. It has Roma, red pear, super sauce, a variety of paste tomatoes. And if you look closely, you would see that there's actually tomatoes growing already. So this is where we are at now with our tomatoes. At some point, I have to come in and do some pruning. We also have some peppers all along this aisle here. And even the peppers are coming along nicely too. Look. We've got peppers in here. There's flowers. So that's looking great. In the background, you can see my onions. I was really worried about my onions, but seem like they're going to make it after all. We have some more peppers in this bed as well. And in the center of this bed, I direct sowed some okra, and there's also some basil. May need to move this basil from here because I think he's too close to this okra. So I may move this basil. You can see the potatoes are still here and they're starting to yellow and dry out. I'm really scared that there's no potatoes inside. So I kind of want to wait until it's totally dried out and give them all the time they need to actually form and produce potatoes. So it's our first time growing potatoes as well, so wish us luck. And behind the potatoes, you would see our cherry tomatoes. Most of these plants are sun gold cherry tomatoes. There are a couple beefsteak tomatoes in here as well. And we have one red cherry tomato plant. This is my butter squash plant. It's doing really, really well. And right next door is our acorn plant. In my first garden tour video, you would have seen these plants, and they were very small compared to now. And along the back aisle here, we have some zucchinis. There's some zucchinis growing. You can see they're still babies, but they're coming along. This is our cabbage bed. I harvested one of the cabbages just yesterday, and I gave it to my father-in-law along with some other vegetables. And we are going to harvest the rest very soon. This is inside the netting. The view is not that clear because the netting is not open, but you get the idea. And by the way, I love this netting that we got. You can find the link to this. It's an Amazon link of where I purchased this exact netting. It is perfect. The size of my bed is a 6 by 3 feet raised bed, and it fits it perfectly and it goes over. This is our second year using this netting. I love the fact that it has a zipper that you can open and close, and it really protects your plants inside. And you need that when you're living in the country. This bed is a bit random. It has a few things in here. We have some volunteer tomatoes that we found popping up in random places. So So we dug them up and we planted the biggest ones, and they're growing. Hopefully, I think we would get tomatoes this year because look, there's a flower. There's also garlic in this bed. I had extra garlic, so I put some in. I also wanted to see how would garlic do in a raised bed versus being in the ground. So far, I don't think it does that great. You can see they're very thin. The stalks are very, very thin. So I'm not expecting a large garlic. And then we have the celery. This is just a few of the celery we planted. We have some more in other beds, but in a previous video, I showed a clip of how I cover these celery stalks so that they are blanched and it improves the flavor and it's not bitter. It tastes pretty much just like your store-bought celery, that nice, mild, crisp flavor. As you can see, the lettuce has bolted. We're still harvesting some of the leaves around it, and then I will be removing these from the bed.